Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Yes, it is evening, people. It is Beer Talks. Once again, we talk about news, reviews, and anything controversial with issues. Today, people, we have
Tisha.
And we have
Anthony.
And IC Jones here right now. People, we got to talk about some issues. We've got Beer Talks to talk right now, man. Beer Talks! I'm upset.
What upset you?
Drake. Drake. I'm upset, just like how Drake says, I'm upset. You know why I'm upset? It's because it's the same thing. They say they keep doing this 400 years type thing. It's pissing me off. We all saw the video. Mistaken identity and racial profiling. Now, this has happened to me personally, as a black man, as an ebenoid, as a melito, as a melanated, skinned, focused. I use these Shaka Khan. Yeah, like it's become so ridiculous to the point where in America we saw a video, guys. We saw a video, and that video basically showed the racism up front. Now, Tisha, I'm gonna go to you because you the woman, and you with the strong opinion. Please tell me your views on this video. Just seeing the video as well, just seeing it and just.
I'm not sure as if I can give you a fully biased opinion, as I did tell you guys a couple of months ago. I now identify as a Caucasian woman, so
Lord have
I now
mercy.
experience
Lord have mercy.
the privilege that comes along with being a Caucasian woman.
Has it come yet?
It has come.
It has. What?
It has. I no longer get stopped. I no longer get watched when I go into supermarkets. Like, it's fine. I'm calm out here. Like, I get thumbs up from the feds as they go past. Just how you doing? I'm like, everything's fine. Jolly good. Jolly good. Jolly good. No. On a serious note, though, I have a son. I have brothers. I have a father. I have uncles, and I wouldn't wish for any of them to be treated the way that man was treated in the video. I thought it was absolutely disgusting. I lost count of the amount of times the man said, "You don't know my name."
No, man. I'm
like, no, we really don't know his name. We don't know his name. The feds don't know his name. But apparently he has a warrant somewhere. And
in Louisiana.
In Louisiana. Even though he don't live down there. And the wife was out here telling them, they were preaching. They were like, we don't do this. We don't know what you're talking about, man. And the officer sitting there saying, I don't have probable cause, but I'm going to hold on to your arm anyway.
Oh, God.
Man was out here. I'm a preacher. No, seriously. I swear, I was so confused during this video because I'm like, hold on. Right, so you don't know my name. But y'all here arresting me. Okay, for a warrant in Louisiana. Like, and he said, hold on, it's when we got the other policeman to come and go, like, yeah, let me just show you the picture. Like, he was trying to justify it. And he showed it, he's like, doesn't this look like you? Like, no! Nigga! The no was so strong. Even I didn't even see the picture and I was like, no! It doesn't look like him. How can you... You know that whole thing of coming down to we all look alike? We don't look alike. Listen, we are the most diverse looking race there is, okay? Like, so when you're on this whole we all look alike, no, we don't. I don't even look like Icy and I'm sitting next to him. How about that? So just because the other man had dreads and everything, I'm past the point of excusing Caucasian people for their ignorance. It just does not work for me anymore. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear that, they were brought up in this culture or, they're from an old school thing. You're old enough to know better. Do better. Seriously. If you want us to stop being the way we are towards you or having to do this whole pro-black thing, then let's make sure there's not an anti-black thing out there. And that the whole process that man went through was just an anti-black thing. That was literally racial profiling at its best and on camera. And when the man said, I'm not going to be the next black, I'm not going to be the next nigga you're about to kill. Do you get? I felt that in my chest. I felt it in my chest. I thought, not me either. I wouldn't want to be, and that's exactly how I would have behaved. So, sorry. I've let it out now.
This is a sensitive issue, though. That's what I'm saying.
I think the reason why it's more sensitive is because like people have died from it. It's not a thing of like we're thinking about. Is it possible it can happen? It does happen.
It does happen.
Even down to like the woman that just got, that got killed. Like,
she was pregnant apparently as well.
No, she wasn't pregnant. But the fact that you have to say those things, so that, I think she said it in a state of fear, like, I'm pregnant. Please don't.
And he still shot her. Anyway.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. So he was willing to take 2 lives that night. Sorry, and I'll be quiet.
No, it's cool. Like I said, it's very sensitive what we're talking about. So it's not one of those things that you can just come off it. Like, that you're gonna have thoughts in your head about things, and you're gonna have to say it. But for me,
I want to flick them in their eye.
Huh?
I want to flick them in their eye. No, I think my things are the weirdest little thing. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason I want to flick them in the eye. I don't want to do no hard damage. I just want to open up your eyeball and flick you. Seriously, how dare you dickheads?
No, like, it's scary because like you said, I've been in the same situation as well. I'm like being stopped, and even like mine's about years back, but it's still the fact that at that time they can do checks on the car, on you, but they're still thinking of someone else, or they're saying all these things about, the car's this or the car's that. So, and it's not a nice feeling. Like, actually, no, the worst one I had was when I was actually grabbed and flinged on the floor by a couple of police officers.
Oh yeah.
Right outside my mum's house as well, and it was all to do. I had my phone, and they wanted my phone because they take your phone off. This is about 10 years ago now. They took my phone off me because they said they needed to do a check on it, and I was like, no, you can't have my phone. And literally, that's all and the guy tried to grab it, and all I did was this, and that was it.
He's a threat.
3 of them came out the van.
Take him out.
Dropped me, fling me on the floor. My mum came outside saying, what are you not doing? Like, he's not that person that you're looking for. And then, we're trying to take his phone up in. It's like,
you're not having my phone, it's my phone.
To this bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But like, it's just. But I think it's a fair thing, and I'm not giving them no ratings or no credits for anything. But there must be something. Actually, it's funny. I was having a conversation with random at some restaurant about police brutality in America and here, and what we were saying is that there must be something to do with. There must be something in their training. There must be, like, because they all have the same fear for black people, especially in America, when they're really scared. So there must be something in the training, like maybe it's a video they see, or something that's triggering them to have this fear for, like, black people.
I don't see, that's the thing. I'm not sure. I get where you're coming from with the fear thing, but I don't think it's fear. I think it's ignorance and it's abuse of power.
Yeah.
Like, anybody that's probably walking with a gun on their side does feel a lot more powerful when you're coming up against how many other people. Who don't. Like, but this is the thing. You have to, like, when they say, Marvel people, with great power comes great responsibility. Hello, this is the morality clause of it. So your ignorance, or because I get what you're saying about fear. They got why would you need to fear us if we're not fearing you? I don't walk down, like you said, I don't walk down the road and I'm not like, a little white man, he must be a pedophile. You don't see me doing that. You don't see me saying to my kids, don't go near that white man because he may touch you in a way that's inappropriate. I don't do things like that. But like, or most serial killers, you don't see me walking down, oh my God, don't sit next to me, you bloody serial killer. You are you're the most predisposed to be. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm sorry, you don't see me doing that. So
because we see things as individuals.
Thank you. So this is why I say it's actually ignorance. It isn't all of these things. It's not. I'm not saying it just to be like or to what can I to be ignorant myself. It's just something I've watched over the years, not having to go through it particularly myself, like in regards to being stopped and stuff. I wish one of you police officers would do that. Go on, stop me and throw me on the floor. You will be paying my rent for the next 6 years. Play with me. No, seriously, play with me. Play with me. I will have your badge number so quick, and I will be this. I'll be ranting to my MP about your asses. No job for you. Anyway, no. Hold. By the time I'm finished, I'm going for it.
That's the thing. I think if you think about that, that's what you say. Like,
if you were going to put
you're thinking of it that. Let's think about people that have been killed. Or someone, the police that's done something to someone, and they're still out there. So it's not. We can write to your MP. It's almost a thing that because that's what I'm trying to say. It must be something in the training because, like, how can you do what you do, and then no one can understand that as a police officer, you're trained not to do what you just done. Like you got. So it's a bit confusing that, but you've just done this, and everyone's like, it was while he's on duty.
He had a right to be fearful. He had the right to be fearful. Hold on, but you're trained to a higher level than the public. You shouldn't be fearful of anything, man. You got a whole gun by your side.
You're trained to neutralise.
And you can kill. Like, you know how to shoot quick. So the guy that's there wouldn't know half the things that you do. You should. I don't understand it, and that's why. I start thinking it must be something they're training.
I think it's hillbillies. I don't care. They just giving any hillbilly a flipping badge.
But then, like, when we think about when
Hillbillies,
police,
you know.
when you think about police, like especially in America, when it first started, and the whole idea of it was after slavery.
Yeah,
like, that was what police were for. Like, to actually go out and just get runaway slaves.
I saw a deer.
So it's almost like they haven't stopped doing that.
Should have fly off his goddamn ear.
Yeah,
No, for real.
Oh my days, this is crazy though, because the thing is that even though it's across the pond, back home there was a madness with a DJ recently. That DJ, I think, what's his name?
DMO. DJ DMO.
I think we all recently just watched this video on him getting stopped by police, but the police that were talking some nonsense about all you black guys in your hoodies and all sorts of stuff.
You're gangsters.
You can't be driving Bentleys because you're gangsters. Man was a DJ. And tell me what's your take on that?
It was a DJ. Two, the car was actually driving. It was driving it for a company while he was meant to be filming. And while because I think the point of what he was meant to be doing was driving around and delivering a CD to some company or something. Yeah. So they gave him this car, the fear of the cameras, so for him to go and do what he's meant to be doing. To then get stopped, and this guy's from Birmingham actually, then get stopped in Leicester Square by the police, and the policeman telling him that, because he had gangster clothing, you know, and that's what black guys wear. Gangster clothing, so which means we're gangsters because we wear hoodies. You know what I've always thought so funny about the whole gangster clothing, because we don't make the clothing ourselves.
Exactly.
There's not a gangster shop we go to. You go to JD Sports, Foot Locker.
Actually, I'll go to a gangster clothing store.
Which one's it called?
Primark.
Prime money if you want to look a suit.
There's whites and whatever else in there. Everything goes down in there. Everything. That's true, yeah. There's one place for gangsters.
That's mad.
But no, I've always found that funny about the clothing and how it's what we, I guess, pick to wear, then it's just classed as gangster clothing. Because that's just weird. Like, people wear suits and rob banks. People wear suits in traders and steal money. So we never look at it and be like,
white collar crime.
Yeah, that's what they call it. It sounds nice, doesn't it? It sounds nice.
Or white collar, blue collar. Well, then.
I wouldn't mind. It sounds nice. It doesn't sound very gangster.
Like, nigga grab. What?
White collar crime. You're like, you're not even sure what that means. You're thinking, did he steal some colours? Or
not like that.
It just doesn't make sense.
It don't make no sense. It never made sense when I was in secondary school.
I never got it.
Not me either. No, do you know that I genuinely never got the whole white collar crime thing. So that's just the person that's done a crime in a suit. That's so stupid.
Go one shirt, yeah.
That was mad.
Right.
Yeah, silly, isn't it? And the name for it sounds nice. Sounds nice.
But we have gangster clothing.
Of course we do. All gangster clothing.
That is nuts, man. That is so nuts.
But yeah, what do you think, Tish?
The whole
Your thoughts.
Yeah, go on.
What, on clothing?
Not even on the clothing, the whole DMO being stopped, DJ DMO being stopped by police.
No, I actually feel bad for him for being stopped, but I'm just like, I've come to expect this from these deadbeat people that are called police now. I'm sorry, it's like you said, I'm sure there's checks that could have been done beforehand. You don't actually need to stop him, and we actually have the same rights as everybody else to be able to drive around and not then worry about whether we're going to be stopped or not. I always wonder about that with my car. I'm like, do they look at it and it's like, you know,
I think it's
is it because I'm a female? My name comes up and it's like, okay, she's not a threat.
They've like they've classed us to a certain stage. Like, we would drive VWs, Golfs, whatever. We would drive.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah.
So it would be like all these German cars. So it's like if you're driving those kind of cars, you're more likely to be stopped. If you're driving like a car not in that. Actually, even Vauxhall Astras, the
shop BMWs.
Hold
on, back in the day, wasn't there like, they know when we was younger, wasn't there a saying for the BMW if there was a black man, because it's meant to be classed as a black man's wagon, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
black
it was,
man's
in England, it's not a black man's wagon.
is it not? Or is it black,
black man.
Oh, okay, alright, well, okay, I learned differently. It was the
1980s.
Yeah, perverted buggers. No, yeah, I feel bad for him. Like I said, I've come to just expect that from these people now. I am so glad it was caught on camera. The fact that you tried to, the thing is, it's like, if you're wrong, say you're wrong. But the fact that you tried to justify, or even like DJ DMO said, educate me on why I'm being stopped. That, are you stupid? So I'm not allowed to have anything nice? Then no, I'm not. How do you know that I'm not, like, you know, one of those IT technology people, science? I don't know. I've just made money legitimately, and I've decided to treat myself to a nice car, like every other Caucasian person does when they make a whole lot of money. Yeah, I'm talking to you Land Rover people on the roads, taking up space for no reason, pollution, all of that. No, all of those type of things there. And it's like, okay, so what are you? So are we supposed to stick to the Golfs, the Mercedes, the BMWs? What we're not allowed out of the out of whatever range or box we've been put in? And I don't like that. I really don't. It's
I think it's just to do with the old way of thinking that if a black man, and it's so funny, sometimes we have it within black people ourselves, we have it within ourselves. They say a black guy with a nice car or something, and you might not even know it, but you might just think maybe the drug dealer.
Consciously,
but it's all to do with like programming as well for you, not realising that you're doing something like that.
I know this is bad. I don't even think drug dealer, you know. I'm just kind of like, oh, that's a really nice car. HP Finance. And that's deep. Okay, that's deep. Because I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's just kind of like, okay, it's not because it's. But the thing is, I don't see HP Finance as a bad thing. I was gonna say, I actually think it's a smart thing to do. It's actually a smarter thing to do than them going out and buying these really expensive cars. I just never got it. It depreciates in value. So when I'm like, okay, well, HP, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that would have been because it's an expensive car, but it's a nice car. Like, and actually, more so I look at it like, would that be my next one? No, that's not gonna. Okay, no, you don't feel like you're a bit too powerful for me. Let me stay behind my little city cars. You know what I mean? But it
makes more sense anyway to always either lease a car or HP it, because when you buy that right, that's just dumb. Like,
it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're never going to get for it what you paid for it, and the drive ain't worth it in London. Everywhere's 20 miles per hour now. Everybody want to up that for a little bit. I know
That's why my car is the big red thing still. The key is called the Oyster. That's my car.
Get your eyes
everywhere. The key is the Oyster to Rush.
That works.
It is mad, man.
I like the bus. I prefer bus to train.
Yeah, train, you're going to catch everything. With the bus, at least you get a little piece of entertainment. It's still airy enough that you don't feel like you're having to catch everybody's germs, because it's not that enclosed. You can open windows. You can get off more places than you can with the train. No, I swear, I don't know how we got into this, but that's how I feel about it. The train is just a whole disease tram for me. It's just like, I swear you can catch everything from that bitch. You can. Kawasaki disease, Ebola, cancer, I don't know, all that shit. It feels like it just stacks up on the train, and you know, people are nasty as well.
Kawasaki.
No, but it's a real thing though.
Kawasaki disease is real.
That's mad. I know. It's the names, man.
Yeah, I thought it was a bike too. Every time I googled it, at first it came up as a bike. Yeah, that Kawasaki ninjas don't. But yeah, no, it's serious.
Boy, it's mad. But let me go into another thing quickly, guys, as well, because even though we have been racially profiled, either side of the pond, we're always racially profiled. But there are people in our families that police our behaviors. Now, the fact that I'm saying this, we recently saw a video about a kid called Hot Chocolate. Hot Chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
I think he's like hot chocolate sugar free now, boy, because he lost all the sauce, like all of it. No whipped cream.
He ain't no sweetie right now, boy. Now, it was a mother basically disciplining the child. Now, there's been mixed reviews. Now, you as a mum, Tish, tell me what's going through your mind if your child is doing something right? How are you gonna discipline your child in this day and age? And was she right in doing what she did? Was she right? Tell me, was she right?
Yes. Yes. Like, Okay, firstly, if you're gonna ask me personally, with my children, that they very rarely go on that kind of disobeying type thing. But when they do, I start with the cripple stare.
Yeah.
You know that what anybody that's from our culture will understand the cripple stare. That if that don't work, I'ma beat your ass. But no, I'm with the mother. Like, a lot of people complain that there's these children running around, and if something happens, that where were the parents? The parents did nothing. The parents were out trying to make a living, bitches, because that's what they have to do. Like, do you want them to stay at home? You gonna pay for them to stay at home? No. You gonna pay childcare fees? No. Okay, hush. So you can't I just feel like you gotta pick a struggle. She handled it in a way that, okay, maybe I would have said, maybe publicly don't kind of lick him, because that can be caught on camera, and we know how social services are very quick to react to these things nowadays. So maybe you should have saved that beating for after the snap had finished. But I got where she was coming from. Listen, you either discipline your children or you lose your children to, like, I don't know, the streets. Do you understand that? Now my children, the streets ain't having them. You ain't having them. You can't have them. Like R. Kelly, you can't have them. No, real talk. No, seriously, you can't have them. So for me, it's going to be a case of I'm going to discipline them. I grew up in a place where actually it was, I believe that my parents did the right thing. I had a little piece of fear for them. But you know what? My piece of fear was, like, the fear for them was bigger than anything my friends could override. So, you know, like peer pressure. There wasn't no peer pressure for me, bitch. I was scared of my mum. Listen, it wasn't even a case of like, yo, if you get caught by the feds, I ain't trying to get caught by Mrs. Management. And if you felt like you could handle her, you go to her and ask her if I can do the stuff. And yo, you're not going to come out and like, we're only going to take this thing. Like, you go take it by yourself then, innit? Like, I'm getting on the bus, I'm going home. You know why? Because my mum don't play that shit. Now, Jalen's mum clearly don't play that shit. Okay? Mr. Hot Chocolate ain't hot no more, boy. Mama's cold chocolate now, boy. That pump there. Listen, she knocked all the chocolate out of him. I think right now, I don't know what you are. You're like pretzels, my brother. Because she snap crackled and popped your ass all over the car. It was just, and you know that, do you know what I liked about it? Yeah, it was like she managed to maintain the camera while thumping him. Do you get what? Do you know what level of skill that is? Like, it did not shake. There was no auto. You know, like when you have to do like the auto shot thing so you can. Like, she was like,
the bass in his chest.
I'm telling you, she's like, this is your bad man. Like, I swear she went into 300 mode, and I can't do nothing but Spartan.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she went into it was killer. 300. I said, we come from Sparta. Never. Hey, Jalen, you ain't living that down, my man. Hear what though? You don't have to be a bad man now. Don't go out and prove you're a bad man. Just know that anything that happens, your mama's got your back, crew, boy.
No, mommy's got your back, man. G.
So, how do you feel
as a dad? How do you feel as a dad?
Well, I think. Actually, I don't want to say what it's going to be wrong.
No, go on, give your opinion, because to be fair, like, I'm not being funny.
Because I'm thinking, like, if for her to do what she's done there, because like, let's say it's a proper unit family and there's a dad involved, I don't feel like she would have felt the need to go on social media to do that. They can discuss it at home.
I hear
the
that.
father can take the step of a dad and make things.
Just to ask quickly, because I forgot to say, do any of you guys actually know why she was going on that way? Like, what he was supposed to have done that made her react like that?
Well, from what I got from just the clip was one that he was on Snapchat when he shouldn't be.
Yeah, it wasn't just a Snapchat thing. What I've heard about it or read about it was that he was actually forwarding young girls nudes, that he was forwarding pictures of girls around, and that's why she said he's not supposed to be on Snapchat. I don't know if it's that girls had sent him these pictures or whatever. I'm not sure if those fully, but that's just what the basis was supposed to be around it. So that's why I was kind of like, well,
you know, it's like I'm a person of trying to change what we call culture. And what we think is acceptable, or what we try to carry forward as in our culture. And
you're the talking before the beating.
No.
I'm just checking.
I'm more trying to like stop the beating, because the beating itself comes from slavery. Your master used to beat the blacks, and that's how they felt like they learnt or became obedient. So when they went home, they just did the same thing to their kids. And we're not slaves anymore. That's why I say with a lot of things, down to my food and everything else, I'm not a slave anymore, so I can't keep living this slave mentality. And the fact that us as, you know, having their ancestors as slaves, we're still traumatized from what they've been through, from how we act, how we shout at things, how we behave, and get carried away with stuff. So it's about changing what we call culture. She did the right thing, but she didn't. Her approach and her delivery to me was personally wrong. She didn't have to hit her kid in front of the camera for everyone to see. Double hit it.
Because that was a double time. That was she couldn't say that.
It was face.
She said, "Finish him."
There's like stages of everything, innit? So she's done what she's done to try to, to show everyone that look, I'm what's it called? I'm disciplining my kids. I said respecting, but that's not right. I'm disciplining my kids. But but then you have to end up thinking about the kid after and what he has to deal with of that, like
so it's like the backlash of what she's done.
So it's for that reason. So I don't agree with it because now he has to yes, what he was doing was wrong. I'm not holding anything for him for being. If that's what he was doing, that's wrong. But that could have been dealt with like
differently,
discussion,
and maybe educating a bit more.
We look on telly, we look on films, we look at all the things we see. What they're selling to us and what they're showing, the kids are picking it up. So it sells. And I'm sure there's songs telling about sending me nudes or whatever, and nudes and news, and that's what these kids are hearing. So it's not a lot of it. So a lot of it's not their fault. It's
what they've been conditioned to. It's kind of like with what they were saying about pornography.
I can look at it and say, she hasn't done a good job in teaching him in regards to how to respect women. I'm not saying she hasn't done that. I'm not putting that on her, but I'm thinking of it like she's now showing the bad end of her kid, but the front end should have been her. He should have known better. I'm not saying that all kids listen to their parents.
No.
I'm not saying I don't know what she's taught him, what she hasn't taught him. But if I was to look at it from one point of view, play devil's advocate and say, well, if he's out there sending news and stuff, you haven't done a good job as a mum, just playing devil's advocate. But the other side can be, well, he can be a bad kid and just not listening, doing what he wants to do. But I don't think it's that latter one. I think it's more, he hasn't been, someone hasn't discussed discipline, women, respect, for him to feel the need that sending nudes is right. So, I just thought, she did the right thing. 20 years ago, me would be like, yeah, she did the right thing. Then me now would say,
no, you could have,
I hear that.
There isn't, because you can't keep passing on that thing of thinking beats and violence is the way to correct it.
It's correction.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
I for one stopped beating my kids yesterday.
This morning. Right before I left my house. When I get back.
No. Listen, I'm more for. I like the cripple eye. I think the cripple eye. I've learned to master the cripple eye. In fact, I can get mine to kind of sit down. If they're doing something, I can cripple eye from across the room and know like you need to sit yourself down. I can say it all with my eyes, just. A couple of lip movements too, like they know what to do. But I would say that as much as I make the jokes about beating children, like I come from a family where you were only beaten at the extreme. Do you know what I mean? So it was a lot of my friends make jokes actually. They're like, I was more of a Caucasian upbringing child because I was like, really, you got beatings for that? Yeah, like, okay, all right, but they're tough now, So I'm kind of like I get where you're like about changing it, but for the kids that we got now, they're running around with zombie nerves. I'm not sure whether to beat them or
I feel
to educate.
I really believe in like home. If you fix home, things are fine. And I'm saying that also because I come from a big family. There's 8 of us, and everyone. My parents were.
Y'all are wings, sir. Y'all are wings.
But we are actually. Yeah.
I was gonna say, hey, be careful how you talking. I know your brother.
Yeah, there you go. One of them. There's a few of them. So it's the thing that if I look at me and my upbringing and everything else, and see that we didn't do anything. We didn't go around with zombie knives. We didn't, and that's because our parents were fully involved in everything.
Yeah,
down to like who our friends are and like who they are. Like, I don't like that one because of how he spoke to me, or they can see the lack of respect and stuff like that. It's the same thing that we should be looking out for with our kids, because half the time it's not your kid, it's the influence they're getting from someone else that's changing them.
True.
And build them strong enough that they cannot be influenced. Like I was scared my mum.
Me not like that friend there because he don't brush his teeth.
But to be fair, every friend my mum actually warned me about or said she didn't have a good feeling. It's actually come to fruition. So I intend to pass that on to my children, as much as they may be as hard-headed as I was.
The difference I'll do from what they did is more conversations, isn't it?
My parents said,
militant of like, I don't want to speak to that person. I don't speak to that person. I'll actually tell them my reason and what I've seen, so there can be more of an understanding rather than just being I'm telling you to do it because I said to do it. Because it's my thing is with my kids is to make sure I have a relationship, like a proper relationship, where we're talking to each other and we know where we are, and I know what she's thinking, and hopefully she can feel free to tell me what she's thinking. But that's why I started a relationship.
You two remind me of a meme. Even myself, I say that meme is like trying to discipline the you out of your child.
Yeah, I've seen that. Do you know? Like, I think it's easy to do because. But then let me go because because before the discipline of what it's saying there is more like trying to beat down. But if you know, well, I know why I am how I am and what made me get there. So seeing in my child, to be able to relate to it and speak to him about it, and be like, you might be feeling some kind of way, or you might be thinking this. So when I've seen that meme as well, and I laughed at first, and I thought then. New me.
The click.
I was gonna say,
it's easier because like you can just relate to it and you can speak to them about. You might be thinking this is fine. Like I've been there. Like it's not working. And just trying to put them in a way of like rather to be listeners than feelers, so they can listen to what you're telling them rather than actually go through it and then it's too late. Yeah,
that's true. Right, man. After all that deliberation about racial profiling and everything as well, guys, I'm definitely gonna go here. Now, this issue, I would say this is not an issue for me personally. It's not my personal issue, but it's an issue that I took detailed watches of, and the patterns of consequences for your freedom of speech, so to speak. Now, recently, I heard there was a rugby player that got sacked because of his religious beliefs.
It was because of his Twitter fingers.
Oh, Twitter fingers. There you go. Even that. There you go. About sexual orientation. Now, I know race is totally different from sexual orientation. Right? And there is the debate that are you born this way or...
It's a choice. Or
it's a choice.
Like that. That's a big debate, isn't it?
That's a big debate. Very big debate. A lot of people say, no, you can be born into certain things. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, I get you. Okay, so you was born into believing that you are something. Like, really? Like, when you are born, you're either born a gender and a colour.
I don't know about you. I was born a superstar. No.
Superstar, born. I came out of a JJ and I was born.
I came out of a jazzle. Shining.
Because I'm a star.
Well, it's the thing of you are easily penalized as soon as you offend anybody that wants to practice a certain sexual behavior. When you switch it now, when you are offending someone's race, the punishment is less. But when you are offending someone's sexual orientation, the punishment is harsh. Now, I'm gonna go to Tish. Now, Tish, you tell me your views on this also, because this is a touchy subject. It's like even talking about it right now, it could be a thing where, right, okay, we don't like you, you're hate, you are homophobic. I'm like, we speaking about it, we're freely speaking about this subject. Like, so can you elaborate on something so we, can get an understanding about freedom of speech?
Everyone has a right to their opinion.
Boom.
Y'all need to drink water and mind your own business.
Boom.
And just let people say how they feel. I never understand why everybody gets so offended by somebody just giving their opinion. All of us have opinions. This has been proven to be fact. It's an opinion. So, and I think everyone has a right to an opinion. I'm not saying that you should be able to...
Everyone has a right to an opinion, but you don't have a right to give your opinion.
Hold on, I was just going to say, but whereas I say that you have a right to an opinion, it's not acceptable to give your opinion in all circumstances. Does that make sense? So you could be in a public setting, your opinion isn't necessary. Drink water and mind your business. You could, not seriously, I think Twitter's has been such a big platform. It's allowed people to believe that they can actually, it's not a case of not being able to have freedom of speech. It's a case of actually you still have to kind of monitor what you say, because there are so many diverse races, cultures, everything out there, that you can give your opinion and say, do you know what? I simply don't believe that my religion says that being gay isn't right, and that's just, I follow that religion. Okay, cool. You don't have to turn around and say I don't like gay people because gay people that's not an opinion. That's just you just being hateful. But I think if you're turning around and saying you don't believe in something because of your religious beliefs, then you shouldn't be penalized for it. You should be allowed to give your opinion on it, as long as it's not a hateful message. Does that make sense?
But I think when it comes to religious, it's always going to be a hateful thing.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it's because especially when it comes to not in general, not for anything, when it comes to just homosexuality.
Homosexuality.
Yeah, the LGBTQ people.
No, you missed out a few letters, but go on.
I'm sorry for the ones I missed out.
Element of PI. I'm sorry for the ignorance to your community, but you also should say sorry to black people too.
I was going to say, I'll apologise when black people get apologised for, but until then, you're going to face whatever else we face.
So my thing with it is because it's hard, because in a religious way, it says that in the Bible, and I'm sure it says something
Sodom and Gomorrah
in the Quran or whatever. If he says what he said, it's from his belief of his religion, and that's where the issue is, because the life and religion they're very hard to coincide together, because a lot of things that we see when we're walking out on road, that if you're a very religious person, you'd be like, you're going to hell. You're going to hell.
I was going to say, if you look at religion, everyone's going to hell. Everybody going to hell. We're all going. In fact, we're there. How about that?
Exactly. Hell on earth.
Yeah.
So it's a mad one, because what he said for his belief, it's right for his belief, because that's what they believe. But the issue with it is, like, we need to get ourselves into a stage of tolerance. So we don't have to accept people for how they are. It's not a fault. You don't have to force be acceptance of something. You have to accept it. You don't have to.
You just have to be tolerant of it.
You can be tolerant of it. Just know that, okay, cool. You are. It's even like, I'm sure it states it in Bible and whatnot, is how you shouldn't judge people. So it's like, it's just that, isn't it? So if someone's gay and you know they're gay, and it says in your belief that, what will happen to gay people, fine. That's what it says. You don't have to then put it on them, because then you're judging them.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm saying. So even him being a religious person, like, you can't stand on one side and not stand on both.
Or feel like you're on a pedestal or you're above everybody.
Once you're doing that, you're judging people, and you're better. So
you're going to hell too.
You're going to hell too. So like,
you going to hell.
It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Like, let people be who they are, and that's why it's like each to their own.
Yeah,
that's that saying really doesn't
business.
Let people be who they want to be.
I can be tolerant of. I'm not speaking for myself. I can be tolerant of gay people, but don't accept it. It doesn't make me a bad person. It just means the fact that I can actually tolerate them.
So
I'm not out there with any hate. I don't really care what they do or what they're about. I'm just each to their own.
Exactly.
But we're getting to a stage where now it's been forced on us to accept.
There you go.
That's
where I was.
I
don't get why they're forcing us to accept something. We're tolerating it. We're actually cool with it. We're just, you lot do what you're doing. You lot stay over there.
Anime. I said
anime. I'm with him though, to a certain extent. I don't like it being forced down my throat. I don't force anything I choose to do behind closed doors down anybody else's throat. So I don't want to be forced to, do you know what I mean? I actually have no problem with anybody. Listen, you can be black, green, blue, white, like yellow people, like, I don't know what I mean, like men, like women, do what you're doing. I'm not really with it with the animal thing.
That's different.
Or dead bodies.
I don't even know the animal wants it.
To do a thing. Exactly, I think it's a hate crime.
Yeah.
But no, for real. I'm just like, genuinely, those are the kind of things I kind of, like, no, seriously, no, hold on. Seriously, I get a bit. I'm actually more of an advocate for just leaving people to live their own lives. That I don't feel like I have to sit here and judge anybody. I don't feel I'm above anybody. You do what you're doing, boo boo. Like, unless you feel like I feel like it's gonna directly impact me, that's when I have a cause for concern. Other than that, I don't have any concerns for things like that. As far as do you, man, be happy, live life for who?
I want to ask you two just a quick question before we end this. Just like, you see about homosexuality, is it the physical act? Or is it the lifestyle that you are more weary of?
I'm not wary of any of it because it ain't my business.
You know, like there's things you like to see. There's other things you like to see. I don't think, for me personally, I wouldn't like to see a gay sex.
Okay.
Naturally, I'm gonna speak. No, I don't want to see a gay sex.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with them doing what they're doing.
Yeah, do your
but
thing.
I don't want to see a gay sex. And you know what's so funny? A gay person can also say, that too.
Heterosexual sex.
So then you can't look at it and be like, it's fine for them to say that.
Yeah.
And what I've just said there is absolutely wrong. I don't have a problem with them. They can do what they're doing. You know what's so funny? There's a show that I stumbled across on telly called like Sex Tapes. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I saw it. It was the girl. Hey, we need to go into that next week. No, seriously, because we got to talk about. Okay, but please watch it and then get back to me.
They had a gay couple in there.
Yeah, no, it's not even a gay couple. I need you to look out for the young couple, the young black couple that were there. Like, because that woman, she's Decepticon blood. I just know.
I want to watch it. Let's
please,
talk about it.
okay, when you get a chance, just please.
No,
I was gonna say, but just quick. The same way I feel about watching or saying that, you know, I don't necessarily want to see gay people kissing outside. I don't actually want to see heterosexual people kissing outside. You know, keep your kisses to the bedroom, man. Honestly, I'm not a person about PDA.
So yes, people, we have come to another end of another Beer Talks. We would love for you to like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you make some comments down below. Someone ain't getting no sex.
Keep saying it.
Down below. We have
Tisha.
And we have
Anthony.
And I see Jones, and we've been Beer Talks. Thank you and good night.